So the one thing I wanted to talk about, like I know Randall's project is called Death's Dream Kingdom, and it's an AI, mostly AI comic project, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if you say 50-50, 60-40. I'm a graphic designer. I've been doing graphic design for over 20 years. And
Okay.
so I'm also a writer, obviously. And I work with Whitaker Knox. I work with a fantastic artist named Silvio. And the book's kind of on hold because he's been going through a lot of issues in
Oh,
Brazil and
sorry to
his
hear that.
family. So I'm not sure when issue 3 will get started. It's written, the whole series is written. But so I've got, as all of us do, probably a lot of other ideas for books. I had a script for issue 1 of Death's Dream Kingdom, and a buddy of mine, middle of last year, pointed me out, to AI. I think Disco Diffusion is the first thing I tried, and it's just, doing fun things. What kind of images can I do? And then I got an invite to Midjourney, and it was more of the same. And then I started doing like trying to do like little promotional cards for Whitaker Knox was where I started with just some
With
fun
the
images
AI stuff.
with the
Yeah.
AI stuff. And still doing, a lot of it, fixing it in Photoshop, adding my graphic design tools to it and trying to make a little poster or postcards or things like that. And then I, started looking at AI groups on Facebook, and a person on there had done like a 10-page or 15-page graphic novel comic with AI, with Midjourney, without any Photoshop work. That they did some really nice images. That kind of opened my eyes. Okay, I hadn't thought about doing this kind of thing, and the more I played with it, I was able to kind of put together a style that I want to do black and white to make it simpler, but also I was trying not to. I didn't want it to look like anybody in specific. I didn't want because I started using like celebrity names to try to come up with a consistent look. But then if I wanted to publish it, obviously I couldn't stick with that. So I wanted to use black and white. So I could kind of steer away from, looking like someone known, whether it be Hugh Jackman or whoever. I didn't use his name, obviously, but I wanted black and white for the sci-fi, for trying to simplify the work that I would have to do on the back end as well. So then it was, playing with some pages. What can I do with it? Page 1 and 2. I started getting some good traction from people on the different AI groups that looked decent. And I had the script, so I figured, why not with the skills that I have at hand. And it really is a lot more difficult than I think people are expecting. It's not type it in, hit enter, grab an image, you're done. At least not in my experience. There are some people that are using it directly from AI and just making books because they think it's fun, and that's cool. But I don't want to put out something that's half baked, the eyes are crooked, or the hands are a mess, or these things, the limitations that the AI has. So on any given page, the first issue is 27 pages, and you can assume there's 100 or more panels in the book, and 95% of them I had to retouch, either fix the eyes, fix the hands, merge backgrounds with foregrounds, change faces completely, because repaint things. I didn't want to just have face. You obviously want to change up views and have larger wide shots or bust shots or multiple people in one panel. And those are things I'd have to piece together. And it would take lots and lots of rewrites and prompts, new prompts and re-rolls is what they call them, and different versioning. I did
So is that how it kind of works? Like you go in with the software and you're like, how do you create a panel? Do you just tell it like, I want a person, talking, like, how does it work? Like,
you go in and you type in / imagine, which kind of starts your prompt. And then you can type anything, and the AI will try to interpret what you want. For my book, I wanted a specific style. So instead of, a lot of artists are, concerned with, if they're stealing my work or this artist's work.
Yeah.
And that's certainly one of the arguments. What I put together was black and white, manga comic, and Blade Runner style is what I use as a basis. Doesn't use any artist names. So that's kind of the beginning. Then I, put in like pen and ink wash, certain descriptive words, and then I just describe what I want in the panel. My main character is a woman with short dark hair and a long trench coat, like sci-fi trench coat. I think that's how I described it. I kind of let the AI create the rest of her clothing. You put her in a white shirt or whatever. I just want the trench coat on her. And then I give her some kind of emotion, which is also difficult with the AI, at least in version 3, which is what I built the whole book in. Was version 4 is out now, but emotions are difficult. If I want them to smile or look, angry or whatever, it's difficult. That's what I was going to say earlier, is that I can do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 prompts and finally get the look that I want. And I still have to repaint some things. It's not an exact science by any means. I have people were, as I started putting pages on Facebook in this AI group, people were saying they look great, but comics need action, and action is very difficult with AI. At least it's getting better. But so I was like, all right, I take it as a challenge. So I put together a 2-page fight scene with version 3, and I tried to do a count when I posted it on the AI group. I must have done 200 prompts or more, which is you get 4 images for each prompt. So it's 800 images at least that I had to generate to try to get pieces that I needed. So many wasted images that were too blurry that, I want someone to, be fighting, hands up, whatever, and it's just trash. And I have to, really kind of do it in a sneaky way or whatever, put body parts together or, a lot of action lines, motion lines. So, someone's moving quick, but you don't have to see their whole body. Gotcha. So those were the limitations. And out of like a 12 or 14 panel, 2-page spread, there must have been at least, 200 prompts. So 800 images that I went through to try to create 14 panels. So it's not simple. It's not
simple, but yeah.
Now, Randall, do you feel like the workload of having to program the AI and the prompts to give you exactly what you're looking for, as close to what you're looking for as possible, do you think that is like a heavier workload than, say, just writing a script and handing it over to an artist?
Because I'm doing it myself, it feels harder. Working with Silvio, he's so fantastic. He on both issues of Whitaker Knox. It's very rare that he would ask me, what do you mean? What is, I don't know what you're asking for. I think 1 or 2 panels, and I'd even go back and read and go, I don't know what the hell I wanted either. Let me fix that. Most of the time, he was fantastic. There was really very little back and forth. I might, tweak a few things, but with my hands in this from panel to panel, it's definitely harder. I feel like issue 2 is, I'm 3/4 of the way through issue 2, and I feel it's actually harder than issue 1 because I'm being more critical of it. I want to try to expand it more and have more people in a panel together, or have more emotion, or more hands, more movement. And again, I've got I haven't done a count lately. You can put in /info in Midjourney, and it'll tell you how many credits you have left, but also how many images you've generated. And I've generated like 12,000 images or something now.
Wow.
Wow. Just trying to get through. No, a lot of those were like just fun images at the beginning and, doing silly things, but the majority of those
Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleash!